girls, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing this really fun and quite cool twisted double side braid. So if you'd like to know how I got this, then please keep watching. So I'm starting off with wavy hair because this helps the braid last longer, and I've used this Bombay Gold Collection curling one to do that. Then from my ears upwards, I'm tying all that hair back and basically just clipping it all away, because I'm actually going in and adding these long 1-inch clip-in extensions, and they're from Bellamy, into the side that I want to have my braid. So I'm just clipping one in here in the middle of that clump of hair, and then another one straight on to the top of it, and then grabbing a good chunk of that hair together and basically just braiding that entire bit of hair. And you don't want to make this too tight because we are going to go ahead and pull it all out and make it a little bit chunkier and a little bit bigger. And the reason why this has got extensions in it is because it needs to be a little bit longer to wrap around the big braid that we're going to be doing and to make it look like a twisted double side braid. So here I am just making sure that all of that hair is braided, and then going in with a clear elastic and just tying the ends away so it's nice and secure. Then I always like to start from the top of my braid and just pull at it, and this basically makes the braid look a little bit chunkier than it is and looks like you've just got a little bit of like a fuller braid going on. So I do this like about 3 times. So I'm just going in again from the top all the way to the bottom and making sure that it's nice and chunky as possible. So once you have it all done, you should have something that looks a little bit like this, slightly chunky but a nice braid. Then I'm letting all of my hair down and placing a side parting, and then putting all of the hair to one side where basically the braid that we did is, and then I'm putting it around my neck just to keep it all away. Then taking a good section from the top of where the parting is, I am then breaking that up into 3 separate sections, and I'm going to try and make these as even as possible. And now we're going to do a Dutch braid. So I'm taking the piece which is closest to my face and putting it under the middle section, and the piece furthest from my face under the middle section. Now I'm taking that first section again, which is near the closest part of my face, grabbing some hair and then putting that underneath my middle section of the braid. And I'm making sure every time I grab hair, it's always going in from like under the braid as well to make it look extra chunky. So I'm just basically repeating the same exact steps over and over again until we have a Dutch braid. So it's basically kind of like an inside out regular braid, and it just makes the actual chunky braid part of it stand out rather than be wiggle into your hair, if that even makes any sense at all. But I'm just carrying that all on up until I reach my ear, so I'm making sure that it's even on both sides like you can see here. And here I've stopped, and I'm basically going to grab the rest of the hair that's left over and just add it into the 3 sections of the existing braid. So here I'm adding some sections to the part closest to my face, the part furthest away from my face, and making sure that every piece of hair is in this main braid now, and adding the rest to the middle. And you want to make these as even as possible, and then we're just carrying on the braid all the way to the bottom. So moving the piece on the closest side of my face underneath the middle, and doing the same with the other side and putting that underneath the middle section. And just finishing it all off and making sure that it's nice and neat but not too tight either at the same time. And once we've got to the bottom, I am going to just hold it there and then start pulling at the braid from the top. This is basically going to make the braid look super chunky and really big. So I like to keep playing at it until I'm happy with the shape. You can do this more or you can do it less depending on what you like. It doesn't have to be as big or as little as mine. And then I'm going in and just tying that with a clear elastic band. I'm just going through the braid again and just pulling it out a little bit more until I'm super happy and making sure I go all the way to the end. Now it's time to weave that existing smaller braid into the big braid. So I like to start at the base where we've grabbed all of the hair into that big braid, and then I just start wrapping it around in whatever areas that I feel like and just kind of like weaving that through the braid, so it's kind of secure at the same time, but it's really kind of random and it can look different every single time that you do this. But then I'm making sure at the end, I make sure that that little braid that we created ends behind that big braid, and then I like to tie it all together. So that is the final look of this double twisted braid. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I really hope you liked the tutorial. If you do end up creating this braid, then please don't forget to tag me in it, because I would love to see your recreations. But until next time guys, I will see you all in my next video. Bye!